Namaste, angels. I guess this is going to be another half hour client reading, or so to speak. I was doing like a read on this client or this couple without my cards, or I had done a read on this client, this couple, without my cards. And it's funny. I just did a reading prior to this, immediately prior to this, on a Sagittarius female, an Aries male, where the Aries male was getting a divorce. And it seems like now that he's getting a divorce, things have become somewhat more difficult for them, or at least it feels that way to her. And it's funny to me because that's the kind of thing that I saw when looking at this couple's energy without the cards. I saw, like, because it's about to be real, finally. And, you know, when you're married, it provides a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a shelter from these relationships, from this sort of, if you get overwhelmed, go home to your spouse, even if you do hate them, right? You know, go home, avoid this situation. You have an excuse. But when you're not married anymore, when you've let that go, what's your excuse? When you get afraid, right? When your ego comes up, when fear builds up in relation to, you know, how strong your feelings are, or, you know, how different and special and ascended this love feels. Now you don't have an escape because, you know, now I know you're available. Like, so where are you running to? And so I think even like the thought of all of that is enough to make them want to seek some sort of shelter and solitude. Like, oh, what do I do now? And at the same time, they are dealing with these, you know, when you're dealing with legal issues, especially divorce and stuff like that, like I went through it, I know how it is. You know, it can be trying. It's not that necessarily that, you know, like missing a spouse or whatever, the one that they're separating from, but there can still be feelings of failure and guilt, especially if there were children involved. But even when there weren't, when two people, you know, spend each other's time for 10, 20, 30 years and then feel at the end of it they have nothing to show for it, even if you're not interested in one another romantically anymore, there's a possibility for having, you know, feelings where you're down, when you're just like, man, like, what was that? What was that last 20, 30, you know, 15, 10 years? What was it? Why did I spend it that way? You know, you look up and you're gray haired now and all that kind of stuff. So, after having felt all that and saw that for the couple, and then doing that other couple's reading and seeing a similar energy, after I was done, I said, oh, wait a minute. It's the whole married thing. Because I just told the story about what I saw, you know, like in my mind's eye for this other couple. And it's the same situation. And so that's when I decided to pull out cards for this couple too. So let's just see. I mean, I'm starting out with really beautiful cards. Look, oh, goodness. I didn't even know that was behind that. So I'm starting with Eternal Flame. Look what's right behind it. Sacred Union. And Tantric Union is behind that, but it's upside down. But still, it is right here. Isn't that something? And then with this deck, the Ace of Summer. So, beautiful cards. Now let's get them shuffled. Let's see what else comes out. So we've already seen Sacred Union and Eternal Flame. Opening to heaven on earth. And this card is about the need to let something go. And it can be like negative emotions, maybe tied to a past relationship. You know, negative cords of attachment, maybe tied to a past person or circumstance or situation. And we need to cut those cords. We need to release the negative energy. We need to let positive, because when we transmute that energy, we vacate the space in our lives that something less than heaven-like was taking up. Maybe something even when we felt like we were in hell was taking up the space. When we get rid of it, then that blessing that will make us feel as if we're experiencing heaven on earth can come in. So that's what this is about. Like I said, it can be, it not only can it be, it usually is, more often than not, to me, more often than when it's a person or when it's a specific circumstance, it is emotions and cords that have just been built up over a lifetime or over a phase where we've had different relationships of different types with different people, and got different funky ass energy on us. And we need to, clear it out, or had different experiences where we felt slighted, we felt hurt, we felt neglected, we felt, whatever. And so now we got to cleanse that out. Now we have heaven on earth showing up opposite listening. So listening is a card of communication. It is a card of enlightenment. It is a card of clarity. The star in the tower represents the sign of Aquarius. The masculine is indeed an Aquarius. This card is also air. It's air and fire. This one is more air and water for me. The feminine is actually a Pisces, if I remember correctly. So that would be like an air and water. But yeah, it's about our dreams coming true, our wishes being granted, our prayers being answered, paying attention to our intuition, manifesting what it is we want, our dreams, listening and watching for the signs, the syncs, the messages, and also communicating. And like not just like talking at each other, but like really hearing and listening and paying attention. And then you can respond, whatever that means. You can respond. So, but whether that's giving a verbal answer or that's making some, taking some sort of action. But also, it's not responding necessarily just to your partner, but to yourself and to your soul, and to listen to your soul, your heart. What is it telling you need to release? What feelings are coming up that you feel like you're harboring? Is it regret? Or sadness maybe for feeling like you wasted years of your life or whatever. Is it resentment against another person for causing you to do that? Is it the inability to forgive? Like, now I hate you, so now I'm walking around with negative energy. Is it fear of the same thing happening to you again, wasting another 10 years? Is it ego that prevented you from just opening your heart and being vulnerable and sharing what you really wanted instead of, playing out some falsehood? Is it pride? You don't want to look silly. You don't want to be embarrassed, so you don't want to communicate effectively. So these are the things we have to figure out, like listening to ourselves, to our inner self, doing some introspection and finding out what is it that I need to release here. What is taking up the space that heaven belongs in my life? Ooh, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are those? Okay, let's take a look. Expectancy, first of all. Expectancy is when we basically set limits on the universe. We block our blessings when we build up our expectations and set our expectations, because our mind isn't vast enough to conceptualize what the universe can send us in terms of a blessing. So when we say, I want it to be exactly like this, I'm putting you, God, in a box, and I want you to give me exactly this thing, then we end up blocking what it is he wanted to give us, which is so much more grand. So we got to be careful of this. And then here's that, evil thing I was talking about, the fear, which is representative of all the negative emotions. We definitely want to work on this and release that. So two things there of which we got to let go. And then this is the universal heart. And it's representative they say if you stare at the card long enough, you begin to see these little stars and realize that every little dot, goes toward making up this whole. And that's the way that the universe is. And we are, but a dot, but how important, because we're a necessary piece in all of this. So that's also something that we have to realize and begin to realize our worth and our value and our responsibility. Fear. Let's cut there. And here we come to healing sounds, which is a card for me that is reflective of, again, a need for healing. but has dual meaning because I talked about listening and hearing each other and really listening and paying attention to what our partners are saying and to what ourselves, what our souls are saying. And what you hear when you do that can be those healing sounds. You know, people express, I've been talking about how people express love in different ways. So there's different ways because it's expressed differently. There's different ways you can hear it or visualize it and realize that somebody is saying, I love you. And isn't that a healing sound? Isn't I'm sorry a healing sound? Isn't I forgive you a healing sound? In addition to literal healing sounds like binaural tones or maybe guided meditation, music, your favorite genre of music, your favorite, evangelist or pastor or some or motivational speaker or something. All of those can be healing sounds. And the overall energy is enchantment, which is another card of healing. And this one may be my favorite, if not one of my favorites, that I think is the best illustration of what it is to have gone through something and still be in the game. I see scars on this woman's face. I see scars on her neck. I can tell that she is nude. I see her breasts here. There's one, there's two. So she's at her most vulnerable. But despite this, you can tell she's been through something because of the scars and stuff. She is still in this full surrender, and she's still not, she's still brave enough to be vulnerable, to close her eyes, to tilt her head back, and to allow for healing and support from the universe, to call on her guides, to call on her ancestors, and to really trust them to help her. And I think this is like the epitome of being open to healing and growth and expansion and ascension. So this is what we all want. This is your overall energy here. But first, let me shuffle this one. So again, we're beginning with the Ace of Summer, or Ace of Cups, all about a brand new blessing that's coming in and a fresh start. It's something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling. It's going to make you super happy. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. All of those are good things, and it could be all of the above too. And opening to Major Arcana card 3, the Empress, which is representative of the planet Venus and the signs that she rules, Libra, Taurus, Gemini. It's motherhood. It is sexual attraction. It is, the female body and the masculine being truly attracted to this female and seeing her as, a nurturer and somebody abundant and capable of generating abundance. And maybe a bundle, right? Bundles of joy, being a mother, bringing him children, or helping him to give birth to something else, an idea, a business. Let's co-create. That's what threes are about. They're about creation and co-creation and abundance. Time to hop into action. Use your natural creativity to bring forth prosperity and success in your life. So opposite the Ace of Cups, this is like, super fertile energy, and we're building here, right? We're building stuff. The Empress. And the Two of Cups. Two of Summer. So a card of partnership, love, happiness. Wow. The Princess of Summer, or like the Page of Cups. Sensitive, kind, open-hearted, inexperienced, you can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. The Princess of Summer is, for me, a Pisces, like the feminine in this case, a Cancer or a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. This is opposite the Two of Water, this is love coming in, basically. Love and romance coming in. Two of Summer. Wow. And Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, all about positive movement forward, victory. You're at the reins. You're in the driver's seat of your own life, manifesting your own destiny. You're the master of it. This is travel. This is movement. This could be literally moving, cohabitation. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies at once through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition that you're receiving. So you're deserving of what? This partnership. You see there's 2 here, there's 2 here. We'll do one more, and it is Major Arcana card 11, Strength. Speaking of 2s, so this is also about having faith. It's also about partnership. It's also about being able to face whatever comes our way. We have the wherewithal and the ability to conquer it all with Major Arcana card Strength, which represents the sign of Leo. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power. It's saying, like, if you need to express any of those emotions, you can definitely do it because you're that strong. You're that brave. Strength. And it's the Queen of Winter, experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. The Queen of Winter in the tarot, traditional practice, is indeed an Aquarius, like the masculine, right? The queen of a given element tends to represent the fixed sign of that element. Of the element of air, the fixed sign is Aquarius. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear situations away that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. Overall energy is the 10 of Autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure, your family's material needs are taken care of, and it's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The 10 of Autumn is about, for me, security, feeling safe, feeling surrounded by family, feeling surrounded by love. At least in this moment, whenever you're feeling this energy, you are content, you are happy, you're not wanting for anything, you're not looking for anything else, you're at peace. It can have to do with lump sums, like, of abundance. So it's often money or the material, but, something very awesome, a lump of abundance in terms of love. Something awesome can happen in your life in terms of love and relationship too, and or family. Divine Feminine, the masculine as it relates to the feminine, himself, and the union as a whole. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union, what he himself is willing to, wants to, what the universe would have each or both do and even wants to help with, but we have to first affirm because we have free will to make choices, and the outcome. And then we'll do the same with these. So yeah, I just thought it would be fun to show her rather than just tell her what I had felt. That, certainly, obviously, I think we've seen, everybody has seen at this point, that the love is there, but yes, there is some areas where healing could help, or there's room for healing. In fact, right, we have this overall energy that is, again, representative of a need, not only a need for healing, but surrender to it. Divine Feminine, Earth Connection, and the 5 of Spring. Occasionally, you may experience clashes with others. If you decide the matter is worth your energy, then do what you can to minimize the conflict without sacrificing your goals or beliefs. The Earth Connection card is often about our need to maybe spend some time with Mother Nature, especially if we're conflicted, like Buddha sitting under the tree trying to get clarity and enlightenment, and the opposite of conflicted could definitely be about that. But honestly, my first thought with this, well, let me tell you, my first thought about him was that he's pretty close to have been, or he was pretty close to being a Capricorn Aquarius, like a Cuspian. And my first thought right now when I saw this Earth connection was there's that Capricorn energy. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is currently in retrograde in Capricorn. Yesterday I was doing a reading and I was trying to think like when did Pluto, which is also currently retrograde in Capricorn, when did it go direct? And I was like, I think it's September 18th. Well, it turns out I had to look it up. I had to look it up immediately after I was done. It's actually Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, that goes direct on September 18th. And Pluto doesn't until October 3rd, which is like a 13 or 4, 11, 11, by the way. And of course, September 18th is a 9/9, so that's interesting too. But I think that this is Capricorn energy and that there is some sort of... they can be difficult or like restrictive energy to deal with when planets are in retrograde. And I think that this is representative of that you may be like feeling like you're bumping your head against the wall while some of this energy is transiting your chart, his chart. But again, it can have dual meaning and also be connected to a need to, to not be conflicted, to not be confused. How do I get clarity? Let me, find some peace, some zen. Maybe sit under a tree like Buddha. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and it's often, actually, I can't tell you a time when it wasn't, connected directly to the cards that she has here, that her higher self chose for her. And then very similarly, it's fire energy, very similar to her 5 of fire or 5 of wands, 5 of spring that she has here. This is the 6 of spring and golden memories. So it's about victory in letting this stuff burn, those emotions, negative emotions and things that I told you we were carrying as baggage. We're moving, like the Chariot showed, we're moving to the next phase. Also like the 3 of wands when we first started, that showed we're moving to the next phase. Might need some patience, but we are moving there. We can't take all this heavy shit with us, right? All this built up stuff, all these things from the past. Sure, take your golden memories, take your lessons, everything that was positive, but anything that's been weighing you down. It always reminds me of that song Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. It's been weighing you down. That song Bag Lady, you're going to hurt your back dragging all those bags like that. You can't hurry up. You can't move like the Chariot. You can't hurry up because you got too much stuff. So pack light. Pack light when you're moving forward. So this is about letting those things burn. And this is about being successful in doing that. So moving past this energy of anguish, aggression. And very quickly doing it, like progressing to the next, from the 5 to the 6. The masculine as relates to himself in this union. It's sacred union, so the partnership. But fear, lack of confidence, lack of esteem, fear of taking risks. And maybe again of do I want to do all this again? I just see I wasn't successful the last time. See this bird with the key in the mouth. So there's a fear here. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions, because inaction is an action too, in regard to something like this, sacred union, right, or a partnership. So be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. But again, this represents for me the energy of joy stealing, and we can definitely steal our own joy by being unwilling or too afraid to take a chance on ourselves, by lacking confidence in ourselves, lacking faith in ourselves. That prevents us from moving forward. Masculine's feelings on the union as a whole, boom, eternal flame is back. That's the card with which I started. And it's here partnered with Major Arcana card 12, which is called Awakening in this deck, but it's actually the Hanged Man, which represents the sign of Pisces and can be about a still, a pause, an air of suspension. It feels like nothing's happening right now. That's okay, because soon the clock's going to start ticking again, and we're going to need to take some sort of action. So then enjoy that peace, if it even feels like peace. And if not, then make a plan. Spend time planning and building yourself up while it feels like nothing's moving. Because soon enough, things will get moving again. Look at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. Overall, creativity and the Three of Autumn. The Three of Autumn is about abundance that is earned and creativity, co-creation. That's what threes are about. They are about creativity. They're about co-creation. They're about the creator, God, right? And look what it's partnered with, a card called Creativity, which for me is very air sign, particularly Aquarius. I don't know if you can see it, but this red-winged or red-bodied angel has this star dead center, of her forehead, like over her third eye chakra. And she's standing in a pool of water with some, can you see the translucent fish jumping out of the water? What is that? That's very Piscean, right? The fish there. Also, she's got the moon behind her. The moon in the tarot is representative of the sign of Pisces. So here's your Aquarius and Pisces joined by some fire energy coming together. Both of these cards, though, are about co-creation or about creation. So you, having already created through your works, through your labor, through your karma, this abundance. And so now being deserving of it. This is about the reward and awards that you're due and that are coming your way. Your most satisfying, and profitable career or relationship or anything really comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your true talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. What the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union, is message from afar. I feel this is connected to listening. It can be like, it's fire energy, first of all. It can be like just the universe talking to you. So listening again in terms of that, intuition, signs, synchronicities, different messages. But it's also, it's very much of the universe. When you look at this card, it looks like, otherworldly or having to do with the planets. I think Jupiter right away, Mars maybe, right? The red planet. Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, the planet and god of growth, of expansion, of karma. Especially when it's coupled here with Major Arcana card 20, renewal, which is actually judgment in the traditional tarot. Which is another card that's about karma and stuff and abundance that's earned, similar to the Three of Autumn, but stronger because it's Major Arcana. And as it relates to relationships, in addition to that being, the relationships potentially being the abundance that's earned, right, and growth in relationships, it can also be about a crossroad, like coming to a place and deciding, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere, and, figuring that out. Also, it can be about second chances, second time around. Let's try this again, right? We'll do better this time. We'll get it right this time. It is another 2. So it's also about faith. It's also about partnership automatically. And it's a very positive card. Some people are afraid of judgment, I guess, especially when they see it in the Rider-Waite Tarot. It's like dead bodies in purgatory. and stuff, and Archangel Gabriel with the horn. It looks very Revelation-like, right? But for me, it's an awesome card as it relates to, like career and finance. It always means that abundance is coming, money is coming. You do a promotion, a raise. So in the sense of, 3D versus ascended life, it can be promotion there too. It could be God promoting you, the universe promoting you, uplifting you. And as you rise that way, as above, so below. So you'll also receive some sort of promotion, a raise, and uplifting down here too. It'll show in your life. You'll receive some sort of reward or award or recognition or, promise. So to this, I have nothing negative to say about judgment. What the masculine himself is willing to do here. And we have embrace. Now this card is very, speaking of Jupiter, very temperance feeling to me. And temperance is the card that represents the sign of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter in the tarot. It looks like a couple in a very, romantic and loving embrace. And it can be representative of that. But really the card is more so to mean or to be about one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together in a harmonious way, having healed. Right, or working toward healing. It's about embracing oneself. So building yourself up, building up your esteem, building up your confidence, building up your faith in yourself, building up that relationship with yourself, that belief in yourself. And where you, felt like maybe you didn't have it in you to keep going and to do that anymore, you were tired. You've gotten up and been knocked down again. The 9 of spring says, keep going, right? You're going to conquer this. You can persevere. And so that's what he's willing to do, to keep working at this idea of coming into balance, of being healed. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Annoying challenges may pop up, but don't worry. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. Now, of course, this can have dual meaning too, and being about like not giving up on union, on your actual relationship. Keep pushing in terms of that too, and him being willing to do that. And what the universe would have both or each of you do, and even wants to help you with, the universe wants to get down and dirty and do it with you, but you have to first affirm because we have free will. Boom. Wow. It is soulmate, right? So this soulmate love emerging fresh, again, new path out of a lotus flower, vulnerable, ready to take a risk, ready to try it again. And exactly, well, maybe not exactly how you asked for it or what you asked, but it is what you want. It is what you wish for. It is what you're manifesting is, a healthy, renewed relationship. Now's the time your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still to come. So the 9 of Summer of Cups is a wish card. It is about prayers being answered, dreams coming true, wishes being granted. And in relation to love, it, tends to, I say it's a big resounding yes from the minor arcana. And the outcome. There's that Ace of Autumn. One of the cards I started with. You can expect a windfall of abundance, such as money, timely assistance, a serendipitous meeting, or rewarding advice. You may be offered a fabulous new job or a promotion, or the prospect of a profitable business venture or investment. And sitting here next to renewal or judgment, again, both of these cards about coming to that crossroad, deciding where we go from here. And it's like all the way. There's room for longevity and prosperity here in this relationship, in this union. And to grow it, right, from a child, to create it together and to be co-creators. And what are we going to do? How's this relationship going to look? And to grow it up. And again, we have this energy of air, particularly Aquarius, earth, and water. We have these 3 stars very strategically placed over the communication centers. Listen, remember listening. Throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. And here, this is about building. This is about co-creating. This is about building prosperity, abundance. together. Further advice. So I hope I answered the question that, yeah, healing is a good idea if you've been having, her question was, this is why I was reading her without the cards before. Her question was whether it made sense. She already knows that they need healing. She's already experienced the negative energy or negative impacts, maybe even, like dark magic, who knows. She's already experienced whatever she's experienced. So she's already decided that that healing is needed. But as a consequence of that dark energy that they're experiencing, it was hard to see. Remember, there was a veil, an illusion, hard to see what's really at the heart of this relationship. Is it still there? Is the foundation still there? So like I said, I saw it before I did the cards. I saw that it was still there, but just that he had some fear and was afraid because of how real it's becoming. I hope the cards have helped me to illustrate better, how beautiful things have been, can be, and are, even right now, even if they are, again, there is some sort of veil there that is giving us an illusion as to things being off. And that could be due to Pisces, actually, is also, Neptune rather, is also retrograde, and it's retrograde in Pisces. And that's all about illusions and, confusing energy, not being able to necessarily tell reality from what something appears. So I hope I've been able to illuminate that a little bit better. Further advice from the Animal Tarot to the masculine is beginning with Major Arcana card 16, Life Experience, or the Tower. So I talked about moving before with the Chariot. The Tower can actually be connected to an actual tower, building, structure, a home or something. But if it's not that, it's just very, very fast moving energy that comes in. People see the Tower, like I said, similar to sometimes with Judgment, they're afraid of the Tower. For me, it's a neutral energy. It's not something to be paranoid about. It ultimately, from where I stand or how I feel about the Tower, it's always good. However, on the onset in a given situation, sometimes it can be overwhelming in a not so good way, a way that doesn't necessarily make us smile, make us happy. We may realize after, like in hindsight, that this thing that occurred has made us better off. But sometimes, from the beginning, it not so much. But alternatively, sometimes it's just all good, right? From the beginning, it's good. This thing comes in unexpectedly, really, really fast, but it's a positive energy and it propels us forward. And we have a lot of energy here that is indicative of being propelled forward, of victory, of triumph, of growth, of movement. So that can be what that's about. For you, the 8 of Autumn, which is about reaping what you've sown. So like you planted the seeds already, and now you're about to have the harvest, basically. It's the perfect time to learn all you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction, it's about manifestation, prayers, focused intentions. The law of attraction will bring you the prosperity, right, and that you seek. This next card is upright. I'm going to use it to clarify his tower. And it's the 10 of Summer. So this kind of loving energy can come in all of a sudden, maybe as a result of your healing, right? Things were looking kind of dark and negative and bleak, and then you get healing and you're feeling great all of a sudden. You're feeling this. You got that loving feeling, as the song goes. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy and balanced children. And from the Universal Love Oracle to the masculine, boom, again, it is Moon Tree, which is a card that is all about sacred marriage, as well as the marriage between heaven and earth. And I began with a card that was called Heaven on Earth, about clearing away the negative energy, clearing out, transmuting negative energy and negative cords of attachment and emotions to love so that we can propel from them rather than being repelled and going down and our vibration sinking. Yeah, that's what Moon Tree is about. Also, the sacred marriage, of course, between two divine beings, divine souls. So that's beautiful for you guys. And dreams, which is more Piscean energy. Your energy came through really, really strong here. And it can be very literally about dreams, whether you're awake or asleep, right? Could be daydreams, could be like dreams in terms of goals and wishes. And, what do we have planned? What's our future? It can also be messages from afar coming in dreams. Telepathy, maybe when you're daydreaming. And it can be about like fantasy and head in the clouds and again, illusion with that Neptune Piscean energy and trying to decipher and discern for yourself what is real and what is just an appearance. It's a facade. And that's it. I will talk to you real soon about our next steps here. I hope that you have enjoyed your reading, that you find it helpful. Namaste.